Let's move on to lesson 4, understanding busy versus productive. Our scripture verse for this lesson is Luke 14:28 from the English Standard Version. It says, "For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?" So if you're going to build a tower, do you figure out if you have all the resources available first, or do you just start building and hope you have the resources, or figure it out as you go? Well, most likely you are going to plan for it beforehand and know what you need and when you'll need it. That's what we'll be doing in this lesson. All right, we're going to talk about busy versus productive. Which one are you, and the tasks that you're completing, are they busy tasks, busy work, or productive? You know, when people say things like, "I've had a busy day," or "I've been so busy," is busy really a good thing? I prefer to say I've had a productive day, or I've had productive meetings, or this has been a productive week for me. So try to change your vocabulary to replace the word busy with productive, but only if it's true. So let's walk through what the differences are. Busy people are frantically multitasking. Productive people focus on one task at a time. If you're busy, you're planning too much or not at all. And if you are productive, you plan effectively, which is what we're working on at this very moment. Busy people work hard, and productive people work smart. Busy people talk about how busy they are, but productive people let their results do the talking for them. Busy people are often late and rushed, and I'm sure that we all know that person. And productive people are early and relaxed. Busy people never have time for themselves, and productive people make it a priority to take time for themselves. Busy people say yes by default, and productive people say no by default. This doesn't make them mean or rude, it makes them productive. Busy people have a lot of work with few results, and productive people have a lot of results with little work. This doesn't happen overnight, but it's worth it when you make the time and the commitment to get to this level of productivity instead of busyness. Busy people do everything, and productive people delegate as much as they can. Busy people have so many priorities, and productive people have a few priorities. So I want you to take a nice, long, hard look at this list and be honest with yourself. Which side are you mostly on? If you're taking this course, you are likely on the busy side, because if you weren't, you probably wouldn't need this course. Our goal is to move you from the busy side to the productive side by the end of this course. Let's talk about the 80-20 rule, which says that there is a 20% of something that I can do right now, whether that's 20% of my time, my money, my energy, 20% right now that can yield 80% of impact or results. So if I spend 20% of my time right now, maybe that's an hour or 2 hours in a given day to set up my email marketing on autoplay, right? I schedule 26 emails to be automated, and it will yield 80% impact for people responding and buying my courses and hearing about what I'm doing and whatever it is. So is it beneficial for you to spend X amount of dollars right now to save 10 times the amount later down the road? Is it better for you to use a little bit of energy right now to make a system so that it saves you a whole lot of energy on the day-to-day going forward? So ask yourself, What is the 20% I can do right now that will yield 80% of the impact? Now, what does impact mean, you might be asking? Well, I created this term called the impactometer. And what I like to use to determine if something impacts my life or not is if it saves me time, if it saves me energy, or if it saves me money. Okay, those are what I consider impactful. I love saving time, I love saving energy, and I love saving money. So if I'm able to do something right now that might take me a little bit of extra time to save me one of those three things, you bet I'm doing it. Okay, so ask yourself that question. All right, let's move into the Pomodoro technique. A little disclaimer here, I did not create this technique. I did not create the word Pomodoro, even though some people say it sounds like something I would have created because I am quirky like that. The source for this technique is listed on my screen, so feel free to go to that source for more information, but I will walk you through a little bit about what the Pomodoro technique is because it has been instrumental in helping me to master my time, and I've also used it on hundreds of other people to help them master their time. So first thing you do is you decide on the tasks to be done. So you make a whole long list of all the tasks you need to do, and then you choose, I'm going to do task number 3 that's on my list right now. And you set your timer. Traditionally, it's 25 minutes. Pomodoro technique says 25 minutes is the optimal time for us to work productively. I know that some people work better in more or less time. My husband, for instance, prefers more of an hour of his time of straight work because what he does for work is very focus filled. And so if he takes a moment to stop looking at what he's looking at, it could disrupt everything he's trying to do. So he doesn't want to work just for 25 minutes at a time. If it were up to him, he'd do a couple hours at a time, and he often does. For me, I like about 45 minutes of work time and then some break time. And for everybody, it's different, but the Pomodoro technique tells you 25 minutes is optimal. But I will give you a little secret, especially for parents out there. Anybody can do anything for 25 minutes, including your children. I used to use this to get my children to clean the house. We would set a timer for 25 minutes and see who could clean the most in that time. And it was like a game. So use it as you will. Next, you work on that task. After you've set the timer for whatever amount of time you're using, you start working on the task. And you keep working on the task until the timer stops. You cannot do any other tasks during this time, just that one focused task. When the timer rings, you stop immediately. Okay, no saying, oh, I'm going to just work 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes, or I got to finish this paragraph. If you're in the middle of a word or sentence, sure, finish that. But no, you can't keep working. Any more than 10 seconds is out of the question. Then you take a short break. So your break might be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But do something on that break that you may need to do to be able to keep going for that next 25 minutes or 45 minutes, whatever time you're doing these increments in. For me, I like to refill my coffee. I also usually need to use the restroom because the coffee goes through you like water. So take a break. Take a break and do what you need during that break. Maybe it's responding to a kid who was trying to interrupt you during that 25 minutes, or your spouse, making a phone call, returning a call or a text. Do what you need to in that break, but then get back to work. After you've done this 4 times in a row, so you've worked 4 times and taken 4 breaks, your 4th break is actually a longer break. The longer break is likely to be 15 to 30 minutes. I like to take a walk during my breaks, or eat lunch or dinner, depending on the time of the day, or cuddle with my dog, take a nap, whatever it might be for you. Every 4 Pomodoros that you do, you are supposed to take a longer break than whatever amount of breaks you are taking as your shorter breaks. Why 25 minutes? Well, at productivitytimer.com, which is a great resource to be able to set a timer on your computer, they say that a Pomodoro is 25 minutes because it's the perfect length of time to help you not procrastinate, be productive, create urgency, and help you to stay focused on any task that you are tackling. We have a great blog about this very topic at our website on fusebusinesstraining.com/blog. Look for the one that says productivity and accountability advice for the aspiring entrepreneur. It goes into much more depth on how to be productive using the Pomodoro technique.